Boats are expensive, and while everybody talks about horsepower, electronics, ride quality, and how fast a boat goes, there's one thing a lot of buyers completely forget about. What is a boat going to be worth when you sell it? Because two boats can cost nearly the same amount new and be worth completely different amounts 5 or 10 years later. Brand reputation, demand, build quality, engine hours, condition, and even how difficult a certain boat is to find can all have a huge impact on resale value. So today we're counting down the top 10 best fishing boat brands that we believe have some of the strongest resale value in the market. My name is Dylan and let's jump right into this video. So starting off at number 10 is Pathfinder. And honestly, I think Pathfinder gets overlooked when people talk about resale value. These boats have built an incredibly loyal following, especially among serious inshore and bayboat fishermen. Models like the 2200, 2400, and 2500 are recognizable boats with a huge following, and clean used Pathfinders can still command serious money. A big reason is versatility. They're fishing boats first, but they can handle everything from redfish and snook to tarpon and even offshore trips when weather allows. Pathfinder might surprise some people at number 10, but I think they absolutely deserve to be here. Now coming in at number 9 is Invincible. Invincible has become one of the biggest names in high performance offshore center consoles and catamarans, and that's important for resale. People shopping for these boats usually know exactly what they're looking for. They want speed, range, fishing space, and serious offshore capability. Clean late model Invincibles with desirable power can attract plenty of attention on the used market. They're expensive boats new, so you're still dealing with depreciation, but strong brand recognition and demand put Invincible on our list. Now coming in at number 8 is Everglades. These boats aren't cheap, but that premium purchase price gets you excellent construction, fit and finish, and a brand that's developed a very strong reputation. Everglades also does a great job combining serious fishing capability with family comfort. That opens the used market beyond just hardcore fishermen. Someone can buy an Everglades to fish offshore Saturday and take the family out Sunday. That versatility combined with the build quality helps keep desirable used boats attractive. Now coming in at number 7 is Grady-White. Grady-White is one of the most established names in fishing boats, and its resale reputation is legitimately excellent. Boat Trader specifically notes that Grady-White and Boston Whaler rank among the strongest brands for resale value. You can find older Grady's that are still worth serious money because buyers know exactly what they're getting. Great construction, proven hulls, strong brand recognition, and decades of reputation. For the buyer who wants fishing capability mixed with comfort, Grady-White is one of the safest names in boating. Now coming in at number 6 is Regulator. Regulator owners are incredibly loyal, and once you've spent time on one, it's pretty easy to understand why. These boats have that heavy, substantial feeling offshore, and they've built a reputation around serious construction and rough water performance. That reputation follows them on to the used market. In fact, current valuation data puts Regulator among the better performing offshore center console brands for value retention. A well-maintained Regulator with good power and service history can remain extremely desirable years after it was originally purchased. Now coming in at number 5 is Contender. This is where hardcore fishing reputation really starts influencing resale value. Contender has been building offshore fishing boats for decades, and their layouts haven't abandoned the fishermen chasing whatever trend is popular that year. They're fast, they're simple, they have tons of fishing room, and people know the name. There's also a huge used market for models like the 25T, 28T, 32ST, and larger contenders. That combination of brand recognition, tournament heritage, and serious fishability is why Contender remains one of the premium center console brands commonly associated with strong value retention. Now at number 4 is probably one of the most recognizable names on today's list, Boston Whaler. If this were simply a list of mainstream boats with proven resale history, Whaler could easily be number 1. The brand has been around forever. The unsinkable legend reputation is known around the world, and there is a massive market for both new and used whalers. Everything from an older Montauk to a newer Outrage can attract buyers. Boat Trader specifically highlights whalers' durability and used market demand, while current valuation data shows certain center console models retaining value exceptionally well. They're expensive upfront, but when it's finally time to sell, the Boston Whaler name can matter. Now we're getting into the boats that serious South Florida fishermen know very well. Number 3 is SeaVee. SeaVee has built an almost cult-like following among offshore anglers, and what I love about SeaVee is that even older boats can still look relevant. A clean older SeaVee with newer power can be an incredibly desirable package because the hull itself has such a strong reputation. They're fishing boats. The layouts are clean, the hulls are proven, and there's a very specific buyer looking for them. When you've got a respected product combined with buyers actively searching for used examples, that's a great recipe for holding value. Now coming in at number 2 is Yellowfin. Yellowfin is one of those brands where the name itself carries weight. These boats developed a reputation around performance, offshore capability, speed, and hardcore fishing, and there's an extremely passionate owner base behind them. Whether it's one of their bay boats or a big offshore center console, a clean Yellowfin with desirable power is rarely going to be mistaken for an average used boat. But there's one brand I'd put ahead of them, and taking our number 1 spot has got to be Freeman. And this one is interesting because Freeman doesn't have the century-long history of some brands on this list, but they didn't need it. Freeman absolutely exploded in the offshore fishing world. The performance catamarans became some of the most desirable fishing boats on the market, and demand for these boats has been incredible. That's the secret here, it's demand. When people want a certain boat and there aren't unlimited numbers available, used boats become extremely desirable. Freeman has built an incredible reputation for ride, performance, offshore capability, and fishability in a relatively short period of time. They're certainly not cheap, but if I were spending serious money on a hardcore offshore fishing boat and resale value was one of my biggest concerns, Freeman would be at the very top of my list. That's why Freeman takes our number 1 spot. So those are our top 10 fishing boat brands with the best resale value. But remember, the logo on the side of the boat isn't everything. Engine hours, maintenance records, condition, electronics, power, location, and how the boat was cared for can dramatically change what somebody is willing to pay. Now let me know in the comments below, what fishing boat do you think holds value the best? But we hope you guys enjoyed this boat video, and we'll see you in the next Barjack's Tackle video.